Some jobs will always be underpaid. And it's not because of the economy, not because of a bad boss, not even because of a lack of skills. No, it's because the system is designed that way. And if you don't see it, if you don't understand it, you are trapped, forever, stuck, working yourself to exhaustion, wondering why the numbers in your bank account barely move, feeling the weight of rent, bills, groceries, gas, insurance, while the effort you put in, it never seems to be enough. And that is not an accident. They want you to believe it's your fault. That if you just worked harder, if you just tried a little more, if you just got one more certification, one more degree, things would change. They won't. They tell you to be grateful. At least you have a job. They tell you to be patient. Hard work pays off. They tell you to stay loyal. The company will take care of you. Lies. The truth? Some jobs are designed to be underpaid, deliberately, strategically, perfectly planned to keep you in place. Why? Because someone has to do the work. Someone has to clean. Someone has to assist. Someone has to take the calls. Someone has to keep the machine running while others collect the rewards. And the moment you realize that, the moment you see it for what it is, you have two choices: accept it or break out. Because here's what they don't want you to know: money doesn't come from hard work. If it did, nurses, teachers, social workers, construction workers, hell, even junior developers would be the richest people in the world. But they're not. Because money doesn't flow to effort. It flows to leverage, to control, to positioning. Think about it. Why does a CEO who makes one decision a month earn more than someone who grinds for 60 hours a week? Why does an influencer who posts pictures online make more than a firefighter saving lives? Because they're playing a different game. A game where value isn't about sweat. It's about power. And the only way to escape underpayment is to stop thinking like an employee and start thinking like the people who decide what employees get paid. And no, I'm not saying quit your job and start a business overnight. That's fantasy. But what I am saying is this. If you are in a job that will never pay you what you're worth, you have to make a choice. Either you keep waiting for a raise that will never come, or you start building something that shifts the power back to you. So how do you do that? Here's what no one will tell you. First, stop competing on hard work. You don't win by being the best at the grind. You win by positioning yourself in a way that makes your work worth more. If you're in customer service, you're competing against thousands of others. But if you become the person who trains customer service teams on handling high-value clients, now, you're rare. If you're a junior developer, you're a small fish in a big pond. But if you specialize in AI-driven automation for fintech startups, suddenly you're irreplaceable. The goal isn't to work harder. It's to become more valuable in a way that is difficult to replace. Second, understand how money moves. If your paycheck depends on someone else deciding your worth, you will always be at their mercy. But when you start understanding why money flows to certain people, you can position yourself differently. Look at who earns the most in your industry. What do they do differently? What skills do they have that others don't? And most importantly, how do they monetize themselves differently? Third, leverage matters more than skill. You can be the best in your field, but if you don't have leverage, you will always be underpaid. Leverage comes in different forms. Having a strong network, building an audience, creating a niche expertise, owning a process that businesses rely on. If you don't have leverage, you are just another replaceable employee. Fourth, stop playing the employee game forever. A job can be a stepping stone, but it should never be the final destination. The moment you rely 100% on one employer for your income, you are trapped. The real game is having multiple income streams. Consulting, freelancing, investments, side projects, things that make sure you are never at the mercy of a single paycheck. Fifth, never wait for permission to earn more. The biggest mistake underpaid people make? Waiting. Waiting for their boss to notice. Waiting for the market to change. Waiting for someone to offer them something better. No. No one is coming to save you. The people who get ahead don't wait. They create. Here's the raw truth. If your job is designed to be underpaid, you have one mission: to escape, to rewire the way you think about work, money, and value. To stop believing that loyalty and effort alone will lead to financial security. They won't. Only strategy will. So let me ask you, how long are you willing to keep playing a game that's rigged against you? How long will you keep waiting for a system designed to keep you down, to suddenly reward you? Or are you ready to take back control? Because the second you start seeing it, the second you stop believing the lies they told you about hard work and loyalty, everything changes. You start thinking differently, moving differently, acting differently. And that's the moment you stop being underpaid forever.